Hi guys, Alan from Newlands, and this is our video about our Bulbtastic planter, which is a name I absolutely love. So you've got your planter in your dug plant box, you've got your 3 different types of bulbs, and you've got your plant card. As always, you can follow the plant card. It tells you exactly how to do it, but we thought we'd do this video, give a bit more in-depth information about it, and we're at the perfect time of year to plant bulbs. Okay, so I've got some compost. The compost wants to be relatively free draining, so you can add grit to it, bark to it, sand to it, anything that opens up. I can't think of any other examples, but anything that opens up the compost so the water runs through it. And in your planter you'll notice that you've got a nice lot of holes in there as well, so that makes it nice and easy for the water to run through. Okay, so we've got 2 main different types of bulbs, 3 varieties but 2 main types. We've got tulips and we've got daffodils, and they're quite special varieties, as you'll know from your magazine with the pictures in it. So initially we're going to concentrate on the tulips. So I get some compost and I'm going to just put a very thin layer of compost. Tulips like to be planted deep, deeper than daffodils do. Okay, so I'm just putting a layer of compost which is about a centimetre deep, so just over about a finger's depth deep. Doesn't have to be exact, don't get your tape measure out, but just give you an idea. Okay, and we're going to plant the daffodil, the tulips, sorry, in that. So let's take one of the varieties first. That's a tulip, that's right. Okay, so we go Carnival de Rio, which actually is the picture on the front here, the nice red and yellow one. So open it up, and you'll have 3 bulbs in there. In general, in horticulture, we plant things in odd numbers. If anyone ever saw any of our RHS displays, you'll notice we ignored that all the time, but that's what we try to do. So what I'm going to do is plant these in that type of pattern. Okay, so like a triangle shape inside the base here. So I'm just going to put that in. So we're going to put this variety up this end, just like that, and I'll try and tip up the container for you in a second. You have got a label if you want to use it. I know some people are going to be planting these in the ground, then you can put it on a stick and put the label in. Some people are putting them in the pots and vice versa. So that's fine. So you got the label if you want to use it. I'm not in this instance. I'm going to grab the other tulip like that. Okay, completely different colour bulb this one. This is Dow Jones. The label is in there as well, and again planting it in a triangle. So let's just do that, and what I'll do is just tip it up for you so you can see. They fall absolutely everywhere, but effectively, can we see that? Awesome. Right, so that's what we're looking for. Okay, in the base. So just like that, now we just need to cover these. So we're only going to cover them loosely because we've still got the daffodil to go. Okay, so be careful with this first covering. Okay, you don't want them to fall over. You want the bulb pointing up, so that's the thinnest part of the bulb pointing up. On lots of bulbs, this included, and many that you'll be buying, you'll find some roots on the base of the bulb. That's a really good indication because the root obviously points down. So the root pointing down and the thinnest part of the bulb pointing up. So I'm just covering it so I can't see them anymore, and a little bit more, maybe a centimetre above what these tulips are. Okay, so then I grab this lovely daffodil. It's quite an unusual daffodil. It's got white petals, and how do we describe it? It's sort of almost like a burnt orange trumpet bit in the centre. Really nice variety. And with all of these varieties working together, they're all going to come through and flower about the same sort of time. It looks absolutely fantastic. It's a really good combination. So with these tulips, I'm planting them about that deep, okay? Just like that, and I'll do what I can to tip it up for you. There you go, just like that, okay? And then, that's in a triangle shape as well, then just cover it. It's as easy as that. Nice simple one. So again, being nice and careful to not knock over everything. Once I've covered it, you can get a bit more aggressive with the compost and speed it up and just tip it in, okay? Just like that. And you'll see there's lumps in this compost, and that's the bark basically. That's what we're using to open up the compost. With this planter, it's got these sort of semicircle bits, so I'm not filling it all the way to the top. I'm just going shy of the lowest part, just like that, okay? Don't push it down. I know I've said it so many times, but we do a lot of training of new members of staff, and believe it or not, the first thing they do is push compost down if they don't know. So I always mention it because I don't want people to do it. Okay, that is done. Planter is done. It's going to be flowering next spring. Now, the temptation would be to think these are delicate bulbs and they can't go outside. That isn't true. They want to go outside. They want to get cold. They need that cold period to go through in order to flower their best next year and the plants their best next year. Now, some of the bulbs, the DAF in particular, and we've also done trials of this for a long time now, you might start seeing the plant come through way before next year, depending where you are in the country. So it doesn't matter if it does, it doesn't matter if it doesn't, so don't worry about that. So all I would do now is water it, nicely water, get a nice lot of moisture in here, and put it outside. If you've got a balcony, it can go on the balcony. Just don't be tempted to put it in a really warm place to try and get it to grow quickly, because it's actually not going to help it. This is one of the plants that you want to be patient with, because it's really designed to bring a load of colour to your spring garden. So it's not for next week or maybe next month, it's for your spring garden where it's really going to come into its own. And you might even, if you're super lucky, you might actually completely forget you've done it, and then you get a lovely surprise next spring. So yeah, put it outside, and as always, any questions at all, get in contact. We're here to help. See you soon.